My grandmother never let anyone leave her house without saying goodbye at the door. No shouting it from the driveway, no see you later. I was 17 when I found out who had left without one. Every Sunday, the same thing. You could be halfway to your car, keys in your hand, and if grandma hadn't hugged you at the door and said go with God, she would come out in her slippers and make you walk back up the steps to do it right. My cousins thought it was funny. I thought it was just an old woman being an old woman. Then that October, her brother's son Marcus started coming around. 40-something, easy smile, always brought her flowers. She hated him. I could tell because she went quiet whenever his truck pulled up, and grandma was never quiet. Why don't you like him? I asked her one Sunday in the kitchen. Watch his hands, she said. Watch who he stands near. He stood near my little sister Danny. She was 9. He'd bring her candy, whisper things that made her giggle, offer to drive her to get ice cream so your grandma can rest. I'll take her, grandma always said. Same words every time. I'll take her. One Sunday she went to lie down with a headache. I was doing dishes. When I looked up, Danny's chair was empty and the back door was open. I found grandma in the hallway already on her feet, headache gone, moving faster than I'd ever seen her move. Where is she? She said. Not a question. I think she went out back with grandma didn't wait. She went straight out the front, not the back, and stood at the bottom of the driveway where Marcus's truck was parked. Danny was in the passenger seat. Marcus was rounding the hood with his keys out. You didn't say goodbye, grandma said. He laughed. We're just running to the store, auntie. Back in 20. At my door. Both of you. Now. Auntie, now. Something in her voice made Danny open the door and climb down. Marcus's smile stayed, but his eyes didn't. Grandma took Danny's hand and walked her up the steps past me and into the house and shut the door, and then she turned around on the porch and looked at him. You took my Rosa the same way, she said. You told her the store. You said back in 20. I froze with a dish towel in my hands. Rosa, my aunt. The one nobody talked about. The one whose picture grandma kept turned toward the wall. That was 30 years ago, Marcus said, and his voice had changed. Lower. Nobody ever proved a thing. She never said goodbye at my door, grandma said. That's how I knew. My Rosa said goodbye every time. Every time. But that day you had her out to the car before I got up, and she was gone, and they found her in the reservoir in the spring. She took a step forward. You didn't let her come back to the door, because you already knew she wasn't coming back. He looked at the truck. He looked at the road. I made a rule that day, grandma said. Everybody goes past me. Everybody. So I could look in their eyes and see who was walking them out. Marcus moved toward the truck. That's when the two men who'd been sitting in the gray sedan across the street since morning got out. I hadn't noticed them. Grandma had. She'd called them Friday, the second Marcus said he'd take Danny for ice cream next Sunday. Marcus Vega, one of them said, badge out. We've been wanting to talk to you about a case from 1994. He ran 3 steps and the second one had him face down on my grandmother's lawn before he reached the mailbox. They found a child's booster seat in the bed of his truck under a tarp. Danny had never owned one. Grandma didn't watch them cuff him. She'd already turned around. She crouched down to Danny's level in the doorway, fixed her collar, and held her face in both hands. Now, she said softly, say goodbye to your cousin, baby. Loud, so he hears you at the door. Danny looked past her at the man in the grass. Goodbye, she said. Grandma stood up and looked at me, and for the first time in 30 years, her eyes were dry. There, she said. Now everybody said it.